Hey, welcome to another exciting vlog. Actually, it is kind of an exciting vlog today. We're gonna cook something kind of fun and different and have some cool movie reviews to give you and a whole lot more. Of course, as always, if you're new here, I do time code this thing because I know not everything I do is for everybody, or some things you wanna jump to or skip around or move back and forth. So remember, there are time code breaks on this. Check the description below. All those little blue numbers, it'll tell you what you're looking for in case you don't want everything. It's also a good way if you watch this in multiple installments because these vlogs get very long. You can just kind of jump back in. So it is May 18th, Wednesday, 2022, and it is 6:26 p.m. and it's rainy and it's crappy, but we have blinds. We'll show you those a little bit later. We do want to get to the cooking because I haven't eaten anything yet, and this isn't necessarily my dinner per se. It's iffy on if I'm going to finish this vlog today or finish it tomorrow so I can do what we're actually leading to, but long story short, today, we're gonna try making classic potato salad. And then if I don't eat before it can chill a little bit, I might have a very special dinner made for myself. Or I'll film it tomorrow, or I just won't. But we'll talk about that when we get to cooking. And yeah, like I said, then some other cool stuff we'll get to, game talk and all that kind of stuff as well. So, I got everything prepped, it's late, so I'm gonna get to it. Let's start cooking. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna try and do classic potato salad. I'm going to try, and I will not be white peopling this up. There will be no fucking raisins, according to John Brennan and a lot of people. And then I'm thinking, who the hell puts raisins in potato salad? Now, hopefully this is the kind of thing that if I was to take to some of my black friends' barbecue, they're gonna look at me like, what's this? No, white people bring a potato salad? Nah. But apparently I am making the preferred and enjoyed version. I mean, I'm generalizing based off a video I watched. So it is the Tasty video, you know, Tasty, the channel. So I'll try to link to that as well. I'm pretty much gonna follow his exact instructions. They didn't have the recipe written down. And there's a couple of elements that aren't giving me specific measurements. So I actually kind of rewatched the video today so that I could, you know, kind of write it down as a written down recipe. So I'm not like trying to click through a video. I think this is gonna be really delicious. And this is inspired by, we have our Memorial Day cookout coming up soon, so maybe I'll make it for that, and maybe I'll tweak it slightly to my liking. And I'm not talking about adding in extra things. I'm saying, like, you know, maybe I want more of a yellow mustard and a little less Dijon, or maybe I want a little less mayo or something. But anyways, it's also inspired by the fact that on the last drive-in with Joe Bob Briggs, that show I love, their new set this season when they're inside is like an inside of a concession stand, and they have a few things listed on that concession stand, and one of them everybody kept asking about is the Yuki Dog. So John Brennan told us what a Yuki Dog is, and there's potato salad on it. So I'm gonna try to make one of those. So anyways, let's just worry about the potato salad right now, and I'm gonna have a paired cocktail I'm excited for later. But let's jump in here. Let me show you what I'm working with, because this is probably gonna take like an hour at least. So I've got, I took this the 7 liter, basically 28 cups kettle. I put 14 cups of cold water in there. I've got 5 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes that are, they've already been cleaned, although I did see an eye or two I may get in there and get out real quick. We got all kinds of ingredients. So I've got the French's Dijon, we have sweet relish and dill relish. We have, yes, I know, hold on. It's gonna be half mayo and half Miracle Whip, although I gotta get the mayo out of the refrigerator. A hot sauce, but traditionally you use Frank's Red Hot. We got the garlic powder, we got the celery seed, and we got the paprika, which of course you're gonna want salt, pepper, and I think for the most part that's everything. Oh, and I got some celery back here we're gonna work with. I've already washed up, and some chives. So we'll get to all that. So that's pretty much what we're working with here. I just bought a 5-pound bag. Now, he liked using Yukon Gold because he didn't want to peel them, and they have a very thin layer, and I kind of like a little potato skin, so I'm good with that. Oh, and we have another ingredient we're going to do because we're going to season the water once the potatoes go in. So actually, let me grab my peeler. There it is. Just to get those eyes out. I'm going to do it now. I don't know if it matters when I do it, so I'm just going to kind of recheck my potatoes real fast. I only saw 1 or 2, like there's one right there. Let's get that out of there. And we'll just lay the potato in. We may have to add some more water to this. I wasn't exactly sure, so that's why we just thought it would be safe to go with half. I'm not sure that needs to come out, but we're gonna get it out. All right. And yeah, let's get that out. Again, my potato game ain't very strong. I don't work with potatoes a lot. So, you know, that's another fun thing for me to learn. And I've been wanting to make my, oh, and we've also got boiled eggs. We'll get to that part. So you can always, you know, make your boiled eggs ahead of time, obviously. I mean, you could make them now, but if you want to do everything all at once. I don't know what I was about to say, so that's fine. We'll move on, it'll come back to me. Looks like I'm good with the water content in here. I might actually take some of the water out, we'll see. Yeah, I like kind of a potato skin anyways, so I'm cool with that. And again, I would still play with other types of potato salad. I just knew for this, I wanted to do that very classic cookout. I think I know what I was gonna talk about, is my mom's potato salad. I've been wanting to find that recipe, which I think is gonna be pretty similar to this, but probably a little more mustard heavy, and it was always a mashed potato salad. So, you know, one of these days I'll make that again. I wanna do a German potato salad, because I freaking love German potatoes. You know, there's some other fun things you can do out there. Yeah, I'm finding like at least one little bit on almost each one of these I want to take out. And again, you know, if we see something after we cook them, we can also dice it out as we're cutting these up. Because this is going to be a chunky potato salad. Like I said, going from very classic, very traditional. Yeah, this one has a weird, I'm going to peel on this one a little bit. It has a weird, oh my God. Whoo! Yeah, I'm fine. That was close though. I think I did catch just the tiniest bit of skin and fingernail. Whew, that was close. Let's do this better. What?
Don't do that.
I know, right? There we go. Yeah, like I said, my potato game is not very strong. Man, that was close. All right, cool, I'm good, I'm all good. All right. I mean, listen, you cook enough eventually, no matter how careful you are gonna hurt yourself occasionally. Let's just hope you don't do anything too crazy, you know? Like those butter burns, you can still kind of see the mark a little bit. It's probably a little permanent, honestly. I might need a little more water in here. All right, we're almost to it. And of course, we'll dice up our veggies while we're doing the rest of this. And I don't know if I'm gonna do it on camera, but for another thing I'm working on making, I might be making my Danny Trejo's avocado crema tonight. Here we go, one more. That was a little bit of a softer potato. It almost got me with the eye jumper. Just like a splash more. That filled it up to like the 2 liter. Let's just get a little bit more. It's just, there's one kind of popping over a little bit. There we go. Just want to make sure they're covered. All right, actually I can use this paper towel again in a second. All right. Oh, I'm just gonna put that in the refuse bag I got back here. Yeah, I just kind of nicked a fingernail, luckily. All right, so we want to season the water. You know, a good deal of salt, so this all seasoning kind of gets into the potatoes. Give it 2, maybe, there's a lot of potatoes. Let's get it nice and salted. I need to refill my salt. Now here's an interesting trick he did, and we're doing it slightly differently. And I should have got a measurer for this. I've never used this. This is Mary's stuff. Better than bouillon. Now he does like a bouillon powder, a chicken bouillon powder. I don't have that. I thought I had it. I don't. So we're gonna throw some of this in just to season the water. It's gonna give it the potatoes a nice little extra flavoring when we get going. And tablespoon equals 1 cube or 1 8-ounce can of broth. But again, this is one of those things he didn't really show me a measurement for. So, uh-oh.
You put in like a whole bouillon cube?
I don't know, he didn't use cubes, he used powders.
Oh.
That's why I was saying I kind of wondered what I was gonna, so I could gauge better what he was doing by my eyeballs. But I mean, it looked pretty heavy. It looked like maybe 4 tablespoons worth.
That's a lot.
Well, we are doing a big pot of water with 4 potatoes. So this will melt out. I know it looks kind of gross. This will melt out in there. I don't know. What, maybe?
Well, once you get to a boil, just stir it.
Oh, really? I managed, no, don't trip. Oh. I managed to slop a little. Yeah, I needed to, yeah, this was a bad idea. Because I thought it would immediately start kind of mixing in, and it's gotta be hot, huh? Or maybe where it's in the fridge. Well, yeah, so this is exactly why I was saying I didn't want to use your stuff that you... Because, great.
You said you're boiling the potatoes.
Yeah, but I season the water before it boils, so as it boils, it goes into the potatoes.
Well, as the water heats up, the stuff will melt.
Yeah, but I can't get it off the spoon.
It is kind of sticky, yes.
I wanted to complain more.
Damn it, stop it. Wait, you're bitching.
But it's my kitchen. I do all the bitching in my kitchen. Actually, I don't even think that's enough, so I'm gonna get some more, honestly. Clean this off, though. Get it where it goobed down. Oh, good, it got like way under here where it's impossible to get. There we go. That was impossible, wasn't it? Yeah, let me use a little more of that. I'm using a smaller spoon, but... Since I left some on the spoon here. Oh, man. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be better if you use powder. If I had known I didn't have mine, I would have bought some. But whatever. Okay, let's get these suckers up to a boil. We're gonna boil about 15 minutes until they are fork tender. All right. Now, let me prep a cutting board space here. I'm gonna do the old damp paper. I'm gonna lose my ring, so I'm gonna go and take that off. Damp paper towel trick. La 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 la. Oh, I forgot to get an onion. We got a sweet onion. We're gonna use a sweet onion. I mean, I've got one. I just forgot to bring it over and include that in the ingredients, everybody. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. I had a little trouble re-unfolding this paper towel. And if you're new here and you've never seen this, this is just a good way to keep your cutting board from sliding around. Okay. So what was I gonna start with? The celery, I believe. Let me look at my notes. All right, so we want about a cup of fine cut celery, 2 to 3 stalks. I have a lot of extra celery because it was starting to go on me, so I'm gonna kind of dice that up as well just for my own eating. So I'm just looking for like 3 really good stalks right here. These should work. Get my knife going here. Yeah. No, I'll save that one more for snacking. Yeah, we may lose a little of the tip, but let's get rid of that tip. And let's go ahead and clean off the bottoms. A little off the tip, like a moil. Same here, just a little off the tip. All right. I mean, I don't mind eating that stuff, but I'm just trying to make this a little bit nicer for... And he was getting it pretty fine because you didn't want like big ol' chunks in there. But you know, you want a little bit, oops, you want a little bit of texture. Be careful with your fingers, of course. Make sure your knife's good and sharp, because the dull knife is more dangerous. I'm pretty sure mine could use a sharpening, to be honest. Going. Okay. Let's get this nice little fine chop. You know, leave a little bit in there for some texture. Smells good. Sticking to my knife pretty good though. Gonna make some room to get more going. Really pay attention to your thumb here if you're doing this method, which is not really the best method. My knife skills are some days are much better than others. It doesn't seem like that's gonna be a cup, but I'm actually making a little bit more than he did. These last little bits are a little bit trickier to get fairly uniform. Just kind of break up some of the bigger bits if you see them. They look a little too big. That looks pretty good. That one might could go in half. Okay. So what do we think? That's... I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm not actually gonna measure it. Yeah. That's probably good. You could, you know, make a little more, a little less. Again, potato salad, as with most cooking, it's really just something you can put whatever you want in it. I mean, if you want raisins, do it, but I think that's crazy. However, I also think everything deserves to be tried and eaten because you never know what. All right, let me just confirm that that goes in with the potatoes mixture. Yeah, the celery and the eggs are gonna, and the onion. Oh yeah, okay, we're gonna mix in with that. So let's go ahead and just, I got me a giant mixing bowl to work this in, so we're just gonna go ahead and throw this all in there. It's gonna be a while before those potatoes get up to the boil to even get started. We'll need to get in there and give it a good stir at some point. You know what I don't have that we need kitchen utensil wise? Oh, she's got her headphones on. Okay. I'll tell you then. I need a big metal spoon. Well, I have a lot of plastic spoons, plastic ladles. We got wood, but those are hand washed, and I don't necessarily need to use something that's hand washed for this. I mean, obviously we can just use a plastic spoon to stir it around. Mostly I just kind of want to get that bouillon working if I can. Right. Okay, so eggs. Let's go ahead and do the rough chop on the eggs and get those dealt with. So I think they said 5. I'm going to use 6 boiled eggs. Rough chop. You just kind of want it all through the stuff, so let's give the knife a little wash off here. And I have obviously made, because I keep boiled eggs as a nice little snack. And if you've never seen us make boiled eggs, we have a pretty perfect method. I'll tell you that in just a second. There's Mary's butt. So with our boiled eggs, we like to take about a smaller, pot than this with a steamer. We put about 2 inches of water on the bottom, bring it to a roaring boil with the lid on. Then we'll put 8 eggs, preferably older eggs, into the steamer basket. Then throw that on, put the lid on, take it down to like a medium-low heat. Let that go for 13 minutes, maybe a little longer, a little less, depending what you want. And then have an ice bath right after, so you can just drop them all in there for 15 minutes. And then we use the amazing peeler device that Mikey P got us, that I've bought for other people now. Mary's mom loves it, Mary's dad loves it, Mary's mom loves it. And they make pretty nice little deviled eggs, or boiled eggs. And I definitely bought some more eggs so that I can make some more, because I'm gonna use a bunch of ours for this today. Actually, it's a good way to get rid of some of my uglier eggs. This one had a little bit of a choppy issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right. And that looks good enough for me right now. Where's that lid? Let's put these back. Okay. Banana! Alright, these can be a little sticky and whatnot, but really we're just rough chopping. We're just breaking this down. You want it to be small enough to really evenly distribute through, so not anybody's just, it's like, so like somebody doesn't come along and scoop up all the eggs in one go, and only half the people get eggs in their salad. So obviously I'm gonna start slow, just so I don't start flopping stuff around everywhere more than I want to. And you can see, these have a really nice, yolk inside going on. No green rings when you steam. You can steam looser with a more runny yolk or a harder with a, bigger yolk. But 13 minutes approximately. Honestly, I like to, when it hits 13 minutes, I like to turn the heat off and let it go like another 30, 40 seconds. Yeah, mostly I'm just trying to make sure I don't start losing a lot of stuff off my cutting board here. But you don't want to fine chop it so down that there's no texture from the eggs, so I guess there is a little bit of a balance to be played with here. Something smells like eggs. Use a larger cutting board for this apparently. You see, some of what I'm working with might be getting a little too fine chopped, so I gotta be careful here. You just look kind of for the big chunks and take them down a little bit. Don't worry so much about the yolks, they'll get kind of broken up a little bit more when you fold all this together. Let's get that one down a little bit. All right, well, let's see, these could go down some. Anything on here I want to get down a little bit. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And we'll salvage what we can off the knives and everything. All right, so into the mixing bowl, Flyboy. He's already got his potatoes in here and then puts all this in there, but I'm just trying to save some time. Man, I really wish this would get to boiling faster. Speaking of saving time, hold on, there's an easier way to do this, isn't there? Okay. Oh, I think I lost a little bit off the side. I might want to swatch out my cutting board anyways at this point. I thought maybe, but I guess not. Okay. Ooh, careful with this. This is where you can definitely cut your finger. Okay, so we got that in there. Yeah, I'm gonna clean that knife down and grab a different cutting board. We're almost through everything we gotta do here anyway, so. It's starting to almost get to a boil. Well, almost through all the cutting. Although I totally forgot to finish up that celery. We'll do that real quick, hang on. Let me clean this stuff up. Give the knife a little rinsey rinse. So rinse off this cutting board. And actually, It's down in the dishwasher. Why did you put that down there? Okay. Anyways. Alright. Now this is going to just be a quick celery thing. Just for my own snacking. We're basically just going to take some tips off of this and cut out any bad spots. And instead of storing them like I have, I am going to start trying to store them proper in a container and put some water in it. It'll last a little longer. So let's tip that. And you know, the bases are fine for eating, but good. So that's going to be our guide, our size guide. And it doesn't have to be that long, but no, actually, yeah, that one's a little bit big. That's still a little too much. That works. Yeah, that's the same size, that's why that works. Okay. I got you. Alright, well that one's gonna be a little smaller just because it is. This should just take me a minute. Ooh, like, see, that one's kinda... Needs to be a base piece. Like I said, I've had this celery a little while. I mean, it's still pretty good, though. Mostly. Move those out of the way so I can see what I'm working with. You know what, why don't I move this over to here. Now I'm a smart boy. A little bit, yeah, let's that's much better, Eric, good job. Yeah, these are just a couple of like celery hearts. Kind of bagged and all that. Whew. Getting warm next to this open flame that ain't actually boiling. This one's a little gross, but we can work with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some of these in here. We'll clean that up. I just needed to make some room. Oops. I throw away my size guides. Ooh, this last one has a bunch of bad spots on it. Ooh. I might still eat it. Is it good? Okay. All right. Turn this sideways to load it up. That one's a little tall, but we'll lean it over. Get some cold water in there. Faster. There we go. A little bit better way of maintaining my celery snacks. Like I said, great dietary snack for me is just dipping celery in various hot sauces. So, all right. Now let's get these chives worked. This thing might be starting to get to boil temperatures, which would be lovely. It's only been like half an hour. Oh, it's already 7. Damn. All right, chives. I've already rinsed them, let them been pat and dry a little bit, although they didn't quite get in there. Again, I have other uses for these chives, so I've already kind of picked through, taken out most of the bad bits. And then these are pretty easy to just light dice. because I'm losing some too. They're exploding away. It's problematic. Sorry, I'm focusing real hard here because of the way I'm holding these. I'm sure some chefs out there, somebody out there is like, oh my god, that knife technique. Because I've watched other people's videos sometimes and been like, oh my god, that terrible knife technique, they're in so much danger. So let me just actually focus on this. Or if you follow me on like Twitter or whatever, you've probably seen me post. Mary made I almost got my finger. You know, she grilled up a bunch of burgers, and I had that leftover from our grilled cheese. I had that leftover shredded Gruyere and all those chives. So I hit a burger bun with some Dijon mustard. This Dijon mustard that we're about to use. Melted a bunch of that Gruyere on it. And then hit it with a bunch of chives, and oh my god, it was amazing. Also, cream cheese in a hot dog bun, flame grilled hot dog, topped with, you guessed it, caramelized onions. That's what I meant to say. If I said other kind of onions, I meant caramelized onions on that burger. But also, cream cheese, caramelized onions, and chives on a hot dog. Fantastic. You warm up the cream cheese and put it in the bun, by the way. Just throw a little cream cheese in the microwave for a few seconds. Okay. All right. A couple of larger stragglers in there, but nothing too crazy. This really is just for garnish on the paprika, on the potato salad. But also, like I said, I'm doing the whole thing for other purposes. All right, so let's get this in a container. Just keep it on the side. You know what, I'm gonna use a spoon to get this up. It's gonna be a little bit easier to work with. Smells really good though. Hey, we're almost to a boil on the potatoes. Not a roaring, but I mean, we're getting there. All right. Good thing is we have other stuff we can continue to mix, and we still have to deal with the onion in this first batch of stuff, which we're gonna do something I've never done. I'm kind of excited about this. We're not gonna be dicing an onion. Matter of fact, you can see a certain utensil over here. You may have an idea. All right. We're just gonna lose some of these to it's a big pain in the butt at this point to start getting them off the cutting board vibe. At least it's not as sticky as cilantro, which is like, of course, one of my favorite things. As we're well aware, the best things are typically the hardest things to deal with. All right. And let's get you off to the side. I don't really need to cap you, but I'm gonna go ahead and cap you, just in case. And I want to do the knife. I'm going to clean the knife. Even though I'm pretty sure we are done with it, but I might not be. Actually, we're not done with it. I will actually have to at least chop the onion in half. And then let's wipe these to the side. We'll clean them off the counter a little bit later. Okay. Okay. All right, so now let me grab an onion. And we're gonna prep this onion real fast. It's just a sweet onion. Gotta deal with the onion paper though, unfortunately. Well, you know, it saves a lot of money. Now let me just double check before I get going too far in here. Apparently it is half a cup of grated sweet onion on the big hole side. He grated it right into the bowl. I should have just started like that. Interesting. Let's see what we can do here. First, let's get the onion kind of cut open. I'm ready to go. So, you know, cross the... that. Of course, you know, dealing with the paper onions, it is a little bit dirtier, a little bit messier. You gotta do a little bit more work. Take off the edge. Put it down there. And let's go ahead and peel layers off of this. Try to take, you know, one little layer off just because who knows. Oof, that exploded, unfortunately. And we might as well prep this one too, because, I mean, what am I going to do with it? And then I'm going to wait and see how I feel about how much onion I actually grate before I decide to dice this one or whatever I'm going to do with this. Again, this is why I wish they had given me more of a written recipe, just to have more of a very specific idea. I guess he did say about half a cup, but... Okay. Let me just kind of clean the cutting board back off. Edge of that onion, got a little paper. I got a little paper. Set this here. All right. So I think he's doing the grating because it'll also kind of give you more onion juice throughout everything. So let's see how we can do this. Now watch your knuckles, because that is definitely, you know, a thing, especially if I'm gonna have to do this handheld like this, so. Keep my face back a little bit more and I won't get as much onion juice in the eye. I guess, yeah, it's working. But I don't necessarily like doing this handheld like this. It's a little nerve-wracking. Typically like to have my grater stabilized. But again, be very aware of your fingers on this. This is another way you can really fuck up. Your hand in general, really. Whew. Yeah, I get a little onion tear, but nothing crazy. Getting closer and closer to the root too, so a little more careful as we go. Whew. Meanwhile, Mary's knocking stuff over. All right, I think we've about got it. About got what we're gonna get out of that. Whew. Yeah, that is potent. Oh. Okay. Whew. Oh, man. All right. The towel. There's the towel. Man, this still is just not at a really good boil yet, but we're getting there. So, that's everything that's going to go into the potato mixture. Now I need to get a different bowl and start making this mayo mixture. And a baggie for that. Or, what do I want to do with that? I don't know what I want to do with it. We're going to put it in a baggie. Okay, this is coming along. I'm glad we have all this other stuff we can do while we wait on these potatoes, though. I think it's just about this. I think it's to almost a simmer now. Simmer down. Put my onion away. Actually, oh man, I just had an interesting idea for a hot sauce. Pickled banana pepper rings, roasted red peppers, sweet onion, all together in a blender and just go to town. That could be very tasty. All right, let me clean my knife off one more time here, just because I may need it for something. Get it out of the way. So yeah, that's the first time I've ever grated onion, and I think that was kind of cool, actually. All right, we're gonna leave this in place in case of whatever. In case of emergency. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now, where did I put that phone? It's in my pocket. And I'm looking. So that's good until the potatoes. Obviously we need the knife and a cutting board for the potatoes, derp. All right, so now we can do the mayo mixture. Let me grab my mayo. So many onions. Good thing I've got more mayo. I'm sure I've got half a cup in here, though. Surely I have half a cup in here. Yes, and don't call me Shirley. All right, let me get a little mixing bowl. Let's do it right here. All right. Half a cup of Miracle Whip, half a cup of mayo, third a cup of Dijon, 2 tablespoons of Frank's Red Hot, half a tablespoon of garlic powder. So half a cup of each of these puppies. Make sure it's not expired. It doesn't seem to be, but I thought I should check as I'm still getting, March 11th. It's like 2 months ago. Hey Mary,
What?
2 months ago, is it still fine?
Maybe. Is it Best Buy or expiration?
Best Buy.
It's probably okay.
Let me see what my other one is, my unopened.
I don't really eat mayo. Just try tasting it and see how it tastes.
Well, I'm still not comfortable with raw mayo, but you know what? I'm gonna say that's 2 months past Best Buy. Let's move on to the fresh one. Hey, we finally have a boil. Echo. Set timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting more and more comfortable with eating mayo, like even as a condiment or whatever. But I'm still not in love with it to where I'm like, oh yes, please, just give me a forkful of that shit. You know, a forkful. See how little I know about eating mayo? I'm like a forkful of mayo. I'm doing a real crap job getting this seal off too. I mean, Heidi Klum could do so much better. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, bum. Yeah, I just had a real aversion to mayo most of my life. And only recently have discovered, oh wow, it's pretty great. Cook a lot of things with it. Okay, that's a good boil. Okay, so we're gonna use a spoon, do the pat down method. That's a third cup. I had a feeling I grabbed the wrong thing. Half a cup, all right. Hey, itty beans. How you doing, sweet itty bit? Not gonna answer me? No, I'm just kidding. Almost there. Stay on target. Yeah. There we go. Let me use the spoon to get that out. And throw this back in the fridge. I gotta eat this cheesecake. I keep forgetting about. All right, this is also a fresh jar of Miracle Whip, which is Mary's jam. I don't think I've ever had it. I know some people say it's like the devil, but I don't know. I'll try it someday. I mean, technically I'm trying it today, but you know what I mean, more like as a condiment, not a... So apparently, if you watch the video or if you don't, the reason this guy went half and half, and he decided he liked it and it went over well, was that he didn't have quite enough of either the time he had to make it. So he's like, well, I'll do half and half, because I have just enough of both. And he said that turned out really good. So I thought, fine, let's go that way. All right, give me this other half cup. Yes, that is a half. Spoon. Ugh. Interesting. Yeah, there's like seasonings and stuff in there. Interesting. Okay. Yep, that's probably pretty good. All right. Alright, so the Miracle Whip is done. Find somewhere in the fridge for this, because I ain't really having room for it. I know Mary was gonna run out of hers. No, of course that ain't gonna fit there. Will it fit there? No. Will it fit there? No. Will it fit here if I can find somewhere else for this? And then where do these go? I guess they can go there. That works. The fridge is a little overfull right now. Alright, third a cup of Dijon. Even though he did use homemade stone ground in the video, he calls for Dijon. Although I think I personally would rather go for more of a yellow. But that's because I like a real yellow potato salad. Oh, my sink's dripping. I was like, what am I hearing? Dang, I'm already gonna have to get more of this running through it. A little bit more. Oh, fun fact, my dad just learned this and now I just learned it. You ever accidentally like drag this through the mustard or whatever? You ever notice the little notch back here? If you have a bottle of mustard of any kind, you'll see it. If you pull the cap all the way back, it actually locks into place so that you don't drag it through. I did not know that until just recently. So I thought that was kind of interesting. All right, let's get this in there. Don't want to lose too much of the mustard behind because, like I said, I do prefer a mustardy flavor. Something about mustard, pickles, and onions just so damn good. All right, what next? Probably the hot sauce. Yeah, hot sauce. And that is 2 tablespoons. Don't worry about heat on this. It's not, I mean, it's so much food it's gonna get mixed in with that it is not gonna be a problem. Oh, Jesus. I forgot how this bottle works. I don't like it. Go a little bit lighter on the second spoon since so much spread it in there. All right. Put that in there. Okay. So then he mixed this up a little bit and then put the garlic powder in and then mix this some more. So let's just go ahead and fold all this together a little bit. It's best, you know, get it working. What an interesting smell you've discovered. All right, how much? Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Oh, really? See, the thing is, I don't have half a teaspoon in any other style of thingy here. This is a mistake waiting to happen. It's not quite. We're gonna put a little extra in there. Let's play it safe though, because that wasn't really. That feels good. Just get that nice and mixed in. Okay, how are we doing over there? So we got approximately 6 minutes on the potatoes. And we will have to let them cool just a little bit. I haven't really thought that through. How do I want to do that? Do I strain it like pasta? Hey Mary, you have a thought on the potatoes? How do I get them out? Should I like dump them in one of my big strainers? Or do you just get them with like a ladle or something?
Well, what's the next step with the potatoes?
I'm gonna have to dice them up a little bit.
I just go ahead, unless you need the water for something later, I just do it into a colander.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think I'm out of everything I can do for the moment, because that gets mixed in later. Yeah, boiled pork tender, celery, eggs, and onion. Miracle Whip mayo, mustard, hot sauce, garlic powder. Yep, that stuff comes a little bit later, and the rest of the seasoning comes later. So yeah, so let me get some stuff in the dishwasher. So I can make some room in the sink. And then show off my new baby. Look, it's a cheap one. I'm gonna have to get a real one. They are expensive. I got my first ever Pressy Downy grill press. Cause I've got some plans. Some real fun plans. I did not realize how full I already have this top rack either. Crap. This might be a two-load kind of jam today. Ah, come on, don't go down. No, I'm going down there. Ah, oh no. Oh, good. Lovely. All right. There. Yeah, look at daddy. I should have moved the camera. I should move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. I dropped the spoon in the wrong spot. Can you see what I'm doing? Well, this actually you kind of could if that wasn't in the way, huh? All right. I mean, we'll be reorganizing some of this, I'm sure. Mostly just trying to get shit out of the way. Oh good. Now my nose decides to start dripping. Alright. Go there. What I can do is put there. There. Plenty room for these. Stuff plenty room for those later. Don't need that. This in here. Come on. No. There we go. And something. Oh, all that onion. Clogging up my grate a little bit, so I need to get in there on that. As soon as it drains out, we'll do so. Oh man, I wanted to get this well. Alright. Oh yeah, I got so much stuff. We'll run a double load. Oh, that's what she said. Alright, let me move this bag back over here. I gotta clean out the drain catcher. Yeah, that's a lot of onion. Alright. A lot of onion apparently stayed on the grater. Should be a little easier if I was doing it in the trash can, but we've kind of already taken the trash out for the day. But we haven't rolled it out because the storm came in before we could, so it's like I should put a lot of this just back in the in some little baggie so we can still get it out there. There we go. That's the water flow we all know and love since Mary got it fixed. Okay, so then we're gonna get a strainer. We have ready, or a colander, I should say. That's a thing waiting to happen, probably. Got a big boy. And you know what? No, that can stay there for right now. That's fine. Okay. I think it's everything we can do until these are ready to go, and that's a minute. So actually, we're doing pretty good here. Pretty good here. Although I still have not had dinner or wine because I don't know if I'm doing wine because I want to make this have a drink. Ooh, 7:25. Really hoping to be done by 8. I guess I should be. Basically just gotta cut these up and mix everything together is really all there's left. And then the question is, do I want to make this avocado crema? I do want to make it. Will I make it? If I had another half an hour, I'd cook up some chorizo and make these lettuce boat tacos I've been wanting to make. But I'll probably just reheat one of the grilled burgers, and we'll get some new grilled burgers this weekend. All right, let me give it a little fork tender taste, or a little fork tender test. I don't know. Would you please stop? She keeps putting on headphones and when I need her. Echo, stop. I am unfamiliar with potatoes. I would like your opinion.
Okay.
You have way more experience with potatoes than I do.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah. I say those aren't quite fork tender. But again, my first time ever testing for fork tender.
You may, because these are big potatoes, they may need a little more time to cook all the way through because I can, the outer sections are kind of sort of, but
Okay.
I can definitely get resistance. Like fork tender is, phew, like there's
Right.
almost no resistance.
That's what I was thinking. So I'll give you Echo. Set timer for 5 minutes.
Hi, baby.
5 minutes.
Are you helping Daddy cook?
Yeah.
You want to say hi to the people?
Oh wow. So it takes a cup of dill relish. That's this whole jar.
You say
That's half that jar.
there she is.
There she is, my kitty bit. Hi, sweetie.
Okay, she's like, that is so weird.
Y'all are so weird. Hi, baby girl. All right, well, we're just waiting on these potatoes to cook, and we'll give them a quick chunking up and mix this together, and still won't get to eat it because it's really supposed to be cold. I guess you could eat it hot. I will take a taste test hot, of course. Just seasoning and whatnot. But basically at this point what's gonna happen is we're We're gonna put the potato, we're gonna dice the potatoes, we're gonna put them in with the egg and onion and celery mixture. And we're gonna kind of carefully mix all that together. You wanna be gentle, kind of folding, because you don't wanna make mashed potatoes in this case. And once you get all that, we pour in the mayo mixture, and again, just carefully fold and do all that. And then you make it pretty. Although I don't know if we're gonna make it pretty here.
Yeah.
Because the way I'm gonna serve it.
So yeah, I'm just thinking, with mashed potatoes, you want hardly any resistance at all. You still want a little bit of structure to it then.
So basically I should just use my experience of eating potatoes for gauging what that should feel like to the texture I'm looking. Okay, that makes sense. Don't know why I haven't thought of that. But we're almost there. We're almost there. What do I want to do on my burger? I've got chives. I don't have any caramelized onions, never mind. I got pickled red onions. And I haven't got to taste the new batch yet. Hi, itty bit. Aw, she's down here just loving on Daddy. Okay, Daddy, I miss you. I miss you too, honey. But that's not a scratching post. Yeah, I see what Mary means. They got some real real resistance still, so we'll definitely let those go at least the next 3 minutes. But now I don't know what to do, because normally I'd pour some wine and toast you, but I'll go ahead and tell you what cocktail we're making tonight. Tonight we are making a Pickletini. That's right, you heard me, a Pickletini. I've had them a couple of times. One was great, one was okay. I love pickles. I love pickle juice. I will straight up drink pickle juice. I have done it. I have stuck a straw in an empty jar of pickles and just drank the juice. And then it occurred to me one day, why not have that with vodka? And it turns out, that's a thing. However, it also turns out there seems to be 2 variations on that. And we'll get to that when we make the cocktail. I'm gonna make the variation people will probably be even less interested in. But we'll get to it, you'll see why. Oh, she's talking? I don't know who Mary's talking to. Is there a bug? But yeah, man, I don't even necessarily need a measuring cup for this. We're just gonna dump that whole jar in because that's 8 ounces. That is a cup. Half of this is a cup, so I should probably put dill relish back on my, I'm doing it right now, actually. Opening my grocery list. Oh, I still gotta order those caraway seeds. Let's see, so relish, where's that? That's in the bread aisle, so that's gonna go after cheddar cheese and before the seeds. I do my grocery list according to what the aisles are because I know my grocery store far too well. As regular viewers know, I'm a fan of going through every aisle every time I go to the grocery, pretty much. Because it's my zen, and we found out my boy Otter is the same way. He's kind of zen. It gets you ideas and... Yes, I do, but I'm busy cooking, Mary.
Stay put.
No, don't. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were coming over to start changing my whole camera angle. I was like, what are you gonna, what? Woman, you're not in the right union for that. I got about 30 seconds on that extra 5, but I got a feeling it's gonna have to go even longer.
Hold down, good. Hold down. Do you see this?
Oh wow, yeah, she's like standing on the back of the couch on her hind legs, climbing up Mary, all the way to her face while she's getting brushed and loving it. It is quite adorable. You know what, screw it, fine. Mary, I'm putting you on camera. Woo, it's kind of dark though.
Yeah, no. Easy.
She knows. Oh, there, like that. Yes. There you go. Echo. Cancel timer. All right, back to the beautiful people. Oh, that's bullshit. Those are the beautiful people. I know better. What am I gonna do about trailers? So many trailers, and I haven't watched them.
There's a new Chris Hemsworth trailer I saw.
There's a lot.
Spiderhead.
I heard about it. I mean, by title. There's a lot of stuff I haven't. Okay, that's starting to feel a little bit better. Let's go. Oh, light pole just went down. Could y'all hear that? I looked over and got to see it. Obviously, I couldn't show you in time. Right where that truck is, you see the top of the car?
Yeah.
They just took out a light pole.
Oopsies.
Ooh, and they reverse spin. That's the second time, a different light pole. The second time I've seen that happen over there.
And they spun around?
Yeah, you can tell.
Oh, yeah. Oopsies.
Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Well, I
stopped.
and I can't really film. Oh, echo. Set timer for 5 minutes. I feel like in 5 more minutes we'll be exactly where we
5
want to be.
minutes. Starting now.
Get that back under the water, though. I can't really show you what's going on up there because quick flashes, fine, but if I focus over there, it's gonna give away like too many details where we live. But yeah, there was just a car. It's a little wet road. It's not even raining anymore. At least the other one was ice.
Yeah. And they just took that curve too fast.
Yeah, I guess, or too fast for them. But yeah, so I don't know if you could actually hear that on the camera with that little screech kaboom. Somebody 180'd and took out a light pole. At least it didn't. At least it was far enough away it didn't come crashing down onto our new sound wall. That would have been really unfortunate since they've just finished that almost completely now. I think they still got to do some groundwork in terms of landscaping. Yeah.
Okay, Ava is just so into this verse right now.
I imagine.
She's like, no, don't take it away. She really loves to rub her head on things.
Yeah, she does.
It's like when I feed her feeders, goes inside the box to kind of help keep the other cats out. And she will just love on the edges of that box to the point where I have to like basically pick her up, put her head in there, and then like trigger her food bowl to open so that she'll go like, oh yeah, food.
Right.
Any bit. Oh my god, you're being like so aggro. Apparently I need to drink some clothes on you, girl.
Yeah, she learned that from her dad. Love me! Alright. I got a good feeling about this.
And you might. Was there a kind of a spare, different sizes of potatoes? Like some.
Yeah.
Significantly? You might want to start checking on like your smaller potatoes.
I need a bigger fork for that. They're all on the bottom.
Or get like one of those ladles to kind of help suss them out.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, here's a tiny one. Nope, that's a big one. I think they all got bigger in the water. It's usually the opposite. I mean, there weren't anything in here that's crazy different in size.
Oh, it's raining again.
Okay, that. I was gonna let it go this extra 2 minutes and we're just gonna go from there because I think it's arguably about where I'd want it on various potatoes. Oh yeah, pouring rain. Oh, just in time for this person to, I'm a little concerned though. I haven't seen anybody. There's another car that stopped to check on them. Okay, I do see the driver getting out, so at least they're, Mary's got the binoculars now. At least they're not like horribly injured or anything.
Yeah. Two people out there.
That's so weird. That's like twice I've seen that go down in a year, but very different times and weathers.
Yep.
Then again, I say that about that curve, and we never really come down that particular exit, so.
Yeah. It's reaching over going like, Mom! More!
More! Gimme more. Gimme more. I should just go ahead and mix my damn drink, but. Yeah, it's always scary when you see where the light poles come down. Alright, how are we doing here? We got about a minute on the clock, and we're just gonna dump them and go. Pour in the rain. I'm getting antsy, I'm getting anxious. I want to go ahead and do it, but like, nah. Actually, I might pretty this up I will pretty this up for the photo. I got a plan. Oh man, why didn't I do this in your, that would have made more sense. Oh well. Sorry, is that bathroom really stinky? I farted earlier. No, I'm just...
Nah, just trimming Avid's claws is always a bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah, I imagine. All right, 10 seconds to go. 9, 43, 82.
Huh?
3, 2, 1. Shoot. Echo, dismiss. Ooh, those are. I am going to get a minute. All right. All right, I'm going to just drain these into the colander in the sink here. I'm going to get some of the water out as best I can. Okay, turn it the other way and be less likely to splash myself too bad. Ooh. Glad I got longer things on because, steaming up my glasses, got a little bit of splattery. I never actually used the lid. I'm gonna put that back away. One less dish to clean. Alright, and we're gonna let those sit for just a minute because they are obviously gonna be very hot to the touch, but we don't want them to get too cold or they'll be much harder to actually cut. And we'll go ahead and bring this, actually, no, we're gonna move some stuff around here, hang on. Get this out of the way. I'm just trying to make room to put one of these back since I'm not going to need it. Bring this over for putting the potatoes into. You can still see what I'm doing. Good, good, good. Whew. See what we can do here. Gotta get these puppies going. All right, so we just want to get them down to about pineapple tidbit sized chunks. And it's okay if it kind of breaks up the skin a little. It's all going to kind of mix together. So, you know, chunks about like that. You know, some of them might be, you might want to have some of them. Just give you a size idea there. I don't know, some of mine might be a little bit bigger than they should be, but it's going to be fairly inconsistent. Oh, get over there. Actually, I should break that skin up. You don't want somebody getting a big chunk of skin in there. Yeah, this one's a little bit more tender. And I'm kind of glad this guy did it without peeling because, man, that's a lot of potatoes. I would have been so bummed having to peel that many potatoes. Oh, look how long it's taken me to dice one. That was like one. We got a bunch to go, kids. Cue the time lapse. That's no fun. The idea is you get to cook with me in real time. So if you want to cook along with me, you technically could. Some of mine I might need to take some of these down a little bit smaller. And I don't mind having a variety of sizes, that way you kind of get a variety of bite. pretty good. I should take a taste test of one of these potatoes now that I think about it. Just see how that seasoned water worked. We'll get there though. Oh my god, there's so many of these. Boy, do I wish it was okay to do a mashed potato version. But we have a reason for doing what we're doing, as you know. I wonder if I can do a little better like that. Goes in there. All the starch is kind of gunking up the knife. I have to stop and clean the knife off every so often. Yeah, do you remember, I'm talking to the audience, do you remember, I believe her name is Carla, I'm trying to remember, from Bon Appetit. Well, I discovered she's been doing her own channel for a while now, and she's not Claire, she's not the one that recreated things. Claire has her own channel too, but she's gone full baking, which isn't as exciting to me. But Carla was always one of my favorites too, and I just discovered she has an awesome channel, and I've already learned some cool things that I want to try from her, hence getting a Pressy Downy grill press. They call it Pressy Downies to be cute, and I'm doing the same thing. Including one thing that's like a smashed salt and vinegar potato, which I'm very excited to try, and I bought stuff to try it. And I even had to order a special vinegar because I did not know there was such a thing as black vinegar. I was like, oh, what's that? That sounds interesting. All right, I'm gonna taste test this potato. Yeah, man, that's pretty good. Here, this one escaped. Right into my mouth. Shit, I could just eat these potatoes. Just about want to. Should have done that though, because now my hunger is like, oh, food? Oh, that's right, I am hungry. I haven't eaten. Once this part's done, we're off to the races. It's all just blending. This also reminds me I'm wanting to try making my own French fries. I did get baby's first fry cutter recently, and I still haven't had a chance to use it. Oh boy. Oh my god, there's only like, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more to cut. So hang in there, kids. We're going for a ride. I almost feel like I need to invite Mary over here to tell some stories or something. Because I'm like, I'm gonna run out of things to say before we're done here. Damn it. One thing I hate is I keep getting the skin on that last cut messed up. Like it peels it off the potato like every freaking time. So hopefully I'm not gonna end up with too many huge skin chunks in here. Of course, proper knife etiquette does seem to help with that. Do the push forward method. And this is where you're gonna be really careful because I feel like I'm starting to get impatient and I'm wanting to go a lot faster, but also don't want to bleed all over the potatoes. It's like, that ain't paprika, that's Eric's flesh. Crap baskets. Come on. And my cutting board is now wanting to start to slip. Which is also problematic. So be a little extra careful now. Oh boy. You know those doctors, like, I don't know, I'm sure it probably really happens, or maybe it doesn't, but like you see in the old TV shows, they had like the nurse that would pat the sweat off their brow. I need one of those for allergy season and runny noses.
You need a nurse to follow you around?
Well, if it's you and I can go, hello, nurse. Hey now. Is pretty good though, ain't it?
Yeah.
For just a basic potato with a mildly seasoned water. Crap. Luckily, most of that landed back on the board. You wanna do some of this? I'm gonna go watch TV.
Are you now?
Nope. I'm gonna go watch Star Wars.
Without me? What?
Well, I have been rewatching Clone Wars episodes without you because we don't have time for you to watch them. I went through and kind of watched all the Mandalorian Clone Wars episodes just to relearn some things. Pre-Obi-Wan. No, I'm good. Thank you. God, one of these days I will make my own tortillas too. That's been on the agenda for a while and I haven't got a chance to. Yeah, I might have let some of these go a little more than I should have apparently, because maybe they'd be a little less mushy in the cutting if I would have pulled them a little bit sooner. But then again, maybe not. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 8 to go, including this one. What else? Yeah, I watched Maul get the Darksaber and take over Mandalore and Bo-Katan turn on Death Watch. Is this... should I have said spoilers for all of that? I mean... I feel like if you care, you probably at least know some of those details by now. Through various other shows and media. So I'm sorry if I spoiled it for anybody. Usually really good about that. Yeah, I may have to take a quick little clean the knife and clean my hand break here in a minute. It's getting sticky, starchy. That one fell apart awkward. Yeah, I think that I should not have gone that extra 5 minutes. And again, maybe it's all perfectly fine. I don't know. That's what we do here. We figure it out for the first time together. It's half the fun. Yeah, this particular one is a bit more mashy. Hey, 6 including this one, so getting there. Didn't really think about how this might be such a long part of the process. When I do get firmer ones, I'm trying to cut those a little bit larger so they stay like a nice firm bigger bite. It'll kind of be almost half mashed, half chunked. And all that starchy goodness will carry through into the sauce, into the mixing sauce, the secret sauce. Lost Drive-In news. I might let this one chunk's a little. There. That seemed a little big. Well, that's what she said. Yeah, I saw I lost it. Oh boy. 5 potatoes. Glad I got the big bowl. Had a feeling I'd need it. Hey, Napoleon. It's a good thing I put a music bed under this because I've just about run out of things to say while chopping potatoes.
Well, why don't you just speed it up?
Because as I pointed out in here, people like the zen and the ASMR-ishness of it being real time, and having the option of watching what I'm gonna make, getting all the ingredients together, and literally cooking it alongside me in real time. It's one of the things I can offer that makes my cooking stuff different. Because trust me, there are much better like cooking channels and videos you could go watch. I'm just learning and experimenting and trying new things. That's how I like to roll. But we are getting there. Okay. That was a pretty big chunk. Hello guys. That chunk. No, wait, that wasn't chunk. That was, well, no, that was chunk. No. Chunk does the truffle shuffle. What was the guy? What was the character's name? I gotta focus on these potatoes. No, his name was Chunk. Wait a minute. Well, who did the truffle shuffle?
John?
That's what I thought. Well, then what was the, quote, monster's name? Because that's what I was thinking. And then I'm like, doesn't he say, my name is Chunk or something? But I don't think so. Now that I say that, I was like, no, maybe that's not right. Well, Mary's gonna cheat. She's gonna Google that fucker. In the immortal words of Joe Bob Riggs, who is spry as fuck. Two more little ones. Ooh, these are gonna be mushers. God, we're getting there. We're so close. Hey, boo-boo. Man, did y'all see that variety fair?
The guy that you're thinking of is called Sloth.
Sloth, thank you, yes. I know like the Fratellis and Data and Mouth and Potsy and Richie. Oh, wait. Joni. And we don't talk about Chachi. This one's nice and firm, so this is gonna get some nice bite ones. Which is weird. I would have thought this tiny one would be a little more mushy than firm, but he says as he smushes one. All right. Okay. And that is that. Oh, yay. Give me 5 minutes to wash all this starch off my hands. All right. Where did I leave? Oh, it's a little bit over here. Shit. Okay. Got you. Got you where I want you. I should actually rinse out that potato pot too, because of all that starch. Alrighty. Alrighty, Aphrodite. I'm curious. I just want to eat a little more. Alright, I'm going to set this over here. Clean that up real fast. Uh-oh, I just flew something into the floor. I think we're okay. Alright, now we can reconfirm what happens next. Wait, did I not? Oh, I think I just left it open in Messenger. Oh, okay. Alright, we want to mix that up a little bit. So let me use this. Little rubbery, little bendy. Just gently, because again, we're trying not to mash these potatoes. Just kind of starting to move the ingredients through it. And then as we bring up clumps of ingredients, we can obviously kind of distribute those around a little bit. Oh, that smells pretty good. So I'm just kind of reaching under and lifting up gently and folding over. This seems to be doing the trick. I'll do this a few times through, and we'll start adding in the mayo mixture. There's a big old clump of the onion. Let's try to break that up some. This is already starting to look pretty cool. Again, just trying to break up, especially that onion, because that big heap of grated onion. Don't want like somebody getting like a whole freaking fork full of nothing but grated onion. Alright. That's a pretty good mix of that. To get started, it's going to get mixed a few times here, so you don't have to get it all the way initially. So, then we're going to combine the potatoes and the mayo mix. We're going to stir that up a little bit. And then we'll get the relish in and stir that up, and it should be good to go after that. Here, it's not the dinner bell. Well, not for you anyways. You already had yours. Okay. All right, let's fold that through some. Okay. It's starting to look like potato salad. Work the bowl around a little bit. And again, some of this is going to get mashed, so don't think you are going to get it perfect, but you are just trying to be gentle enough to maintain parts of these chunks. And, you know, it's a little bit of a workout. Yeah?
Any idea how we're doing on double A and triple A batteries?
Nope. You tend to be a little more the keeper of the electrics. Boogie woogie woogie. Man, this seems like such a... It seems kind of dry. Like, it seems like it needs more of the sauce, but maybe the relish juices will help get it. And obviously I haven't mixed it. There's big clumps of the sauce in places I haven't quite gotten to yet. So we're kind of breaking up the clumps as we go too, just to make sure everything's getting a little coating. Yeah, like there's a whole bunch of the sauce clumping down in there. Well, I mean, it's starting to come together like an actual potato salad. Now I see some very dry potato spots here. All right, let's start getting the relish in. So it's a cup of each relish. And as we discussed, this is 8 ounces on the dill, so I'm just gonna drop this whole thing in, if I can be a man and open the jar.
What, you can't open the jar?
You haven't loosened it for me.
This is true.
Oh wait, no, it's supposed to go the other way, isn't it? There you go. That one was rough, man. Here's a little something to help get it out with. Might not need it. They going up on the pop wall finally? They don't have to. That wasn't me being like, oh, they're finally getting out of there.
Well, I just noticed Beers is actually sitting in a chair.
Interesting. Is it like on his tail? And more rain.
Yep, it is pouring.
Okay. So there's that.
And then there's another part of scotch.
Oh geez, the lid was barely on that sucker. Let's see what we can do here. Can we just get like a cup of it poured in?
Please. You need more brushes. I just ordered museum wax so that we can finally get a start on changing out our shelves and our statues and making it so that certain little peoples can't knock shit off.
I didn't take that much of the juice.
Get big spoon.
That's what I was gonna do. I just was trying to save some time to get started. I was trying to put some of the juice back in, is all. There, that should do the trick. Okay. Alright, let's move all that out of the way. Straight potato. Just kind of brush that all around. See if that liquid will also kind of help bring some of the dryness out. And we're just back to mixing this in. That may have helped a lot, actually. And again, still folding because we want to keep the potato chunks, but we do want to get everything thoroughly mixed through. Just takes a little elbow grease, but again, not too much force on it. Yeah, it's really starting to look like a potato salad now, especially once you end up getting that paprika on there. I'm kind of surprised there wasn't a call for any to be put into it, but I do appreciate in the video he's like, once you think you've put enough on there, put a little more. It's my favorite kind of measuring advice. All right, we've just about got this, y'all. Just trying to make sure everything is mixing through on this last little pass and we're not missing stuff. I feel like the relish isn't quite incorporated into every bite yet. Okay. Whew.
Cat's going, more, Mom, more. More
Oh,
brushing.
trust me, I know. You get the same from me. When she brushes my hair before bed.
100 strokes, man, 100 strokes.
I'm usually there at about 49 though. All right. Okay. All right. I think that's probably good. Oops. All right. Whoa, Mary. And that looks like potato salad. I mean, without the seasoning stuff on top, but I think I'm gonna transfer it. I got some ideas. All right, so I tell you what, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut some close-up. I'm gonna serve me a little bowl. We're gonna cut some close-ups and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I just spooned some out, but this isn't the final. We're gonna season it. I'm gonna let Mary film this. Now, presentation is key, is the thing. So we're gonna, put it in a nice little bowl, and we're gonna garnish with black pepper, paprika, celery seed, and fresh chives. Let me grab this, because again, I am trying to make a beautiful photo here, so I'm gonna clean up the inside of my bowl just a little bit. And now, ooh, a little black pepper. Little celery seed, which I love on my hot dogs. And paprika. Not smoked, just using regular.
Anything coming out?
It will, I just don't want to dump a crap ton, so that's why I'm trying to, there we go. See, like that. I should have poured it in my hand and then pinched.
There you go.
That looks like some dopamine. I'm gonna give this back to you. I just want to get in there for my EricButts style close-ups. Okay, I'm gonna give me a quick photo. So let me get my snapping photo up. Let me find the light. That is not good. We want something a little less busy. Nothing over here has our address showing, right? That might.
I think we're good.
There we go. That's the shot right there. Maybe there. Gotta give yourself options. All right, now we taste, and Mary can try this too, but let me get a tasting fork, I guess? Sure. No, you wanna actually show me eat it.
Do I?
Now this should be better when I get it cold, obviously, but I'm hungry. I wanna try something.
Now, did you use some of the Miracle Whip?
Mm-hmm.
Did
Half
you use
and
all the Miracle Whip?
I opened the new one.
Oh, you got a new one?
I didn't want to have to scrape off the sides. Yeah, I got a new one.
Okay.
I didn't want to use what little you had left, but you can have all of you want, but that's pretty good. Now, obviously the flavors will settle a little bit more. I freaked out. I was like, what the hell is crunchy? I forgot about celery. But that is pretty good. Would you like to try this, my dear?
Sure.
Grab that. I'll give you, I'm gonna use the same fork. I don't mind, obviously. Oh no, Mary, it's like Beerus is getting. Oh, hold on, wait. Bring your fork down. Like, let me do it. That should be the thumbnail. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I'll have to play it back or something to show you. Oh wow, you just took like a huge bite.
This definitely has potential. I mean, it tastes okay now, once it's cold.
Yeah, it kind of settles in. Like, I think it tastes pretty good. I do feel like maybe it could use a little more mustard mayo kind of mix. It's a little light in that. I was expecting a little more mustardy flavor. But again, I think that's also just where it hasn't had time to meld through. But that's really good.
I kind of like it that's a little light.
Yeah, I do too. It's a nice summer. Yeah, no flavor in there is overpowering, but it's really tasty. All right, well, I'm gonna eat some more of that and then we'll see what we do next. All right, so we got this ready to go and get in the fridge. I seasoned it up nicely here. Let's do me a thumbnail just in case. All right. Also have my dad a set over here. I need to season that up as well. Got him a portioning. And then, yeah, I'm excited about what comes next. But that is a lot of potato salad. But it's actually really damn good. I'm quite happy with that. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure I would change too much. I might try it with a yellow mustard and maybe a little more mustard. But other than that, maybe even a touch more relish. But I love mustard and pickles, so that's really freaking good. All right, I gotta clean all this shit up and get the dishes going. I totally forgot to do a thing, so I went ahead and did it to the other batches. The freaking chives, y'all. Look at that. Look at how much more just pop of color that adds. So, yeah, don't forget your chives. You can also use green onion, but they use chives. So, yeah, this is awesome. I was cleaning out the bowl. It tastes really good. It's almost my missing recipe that my mom used to make, so I gotta try it. Awesome. And then I know you want to know on the dishes report. Yeah, it's a bit of a crowded party today. Let's hope it actually dissolves the soap packets. Is that in a position it can get in there? Yes. And of course, this did not get everything. You know, got a few more pieces I just could not fit in that, but I'll run a second load. But I gotta get these going so coffee pot will be ready for Mary tonight. But other than that, we're pretty much done with the cooking thing, I think. Okay, I'm up in my room for a bit to cool the hell down while Mary deals with the litter. She kind of forgot to do that. I was about to take the trash out. We're about to finally get things going, but oh well. So I'm gonna do a couple movie reviews. No spoilers, of course. We're gonna talk a couple horror movies. Mary and I didn't actually watch any movies. Whatever time we've had has been to Star Wars, and we haven't finished season 3 yet. Probably not getting any more today. Running out of time. We got like 21 episodes left. It's really good. But anyways, let's talk about the new FireStarter remake right quick. So if you didn't know about this, it did go to theaters and streaming on Peacock, and it's Zac Efron, and I don't really recognize any of the other people. And you know, it's a remake. It's another adaptation of the Stephen King book, you know, but they made the movie before, back when Drew Barrymore was a kid. A lot of people don't like that movie. I recall really liking that movie. But I had an open mind about this. The coolest thing is that John Carpenter did the score for this. Him and his son, you know, he's kind of gotten into being more of a composer than anything else these days, which is great. The movie itself, though, was quite disappointing. Now, I watched it after what I'm going to review next, which was amazing. So that may have something to do with it, but not really. So really, my biggest issues with Firestarter, the acting is fine and everything. There's nothing wrong in there. Well, that's not true. Zac Efron and the main kid are good. The mom's probably good. But man, like, the bad guys are cheesy as hell. The telekinesis stuff is cheesy as hell. Some of the fire stuff early on is very CG, and then when they get to big fire and climax time, there's hardly any fire in a movie called Firestarter. You know, and even the other telekinesis stuff is just boring and dull. There are some lines and performances that are laughable. There's one moment when a couple of people, one person is in a chair, one person standing next to them, get set on fire, like, immediately, but they're literally just like, they're clearly just dummies that have been posed. Like, as you hear them screaming, they're standing absolutely still because they're dummies. And it's like, you don't want to get like a stunt guy and gal or whatever and actually get some movement in there, or even just rig some damn fishing line to wiggle some bits. So there's a lot of baffling things like that. I'm baffled that this got a theatrical release. I could see it going straight to streaming. It did feel more like a TV pilot. The ending is very flat and like, what? That's it? Okay. There's some weirdness with one of the bad guys who is from Fear the Walking Dead. He's great, but I think I'm giving him more clout in this because I loved him on Fear the Walking Dead. I don't think he really is well developed or worked with in this movie. The music is really good considering what they're given to work with. But ultimately, it really just feels like a cheap pilot for a sci-fi network series. And I think a show like this would work better as a sci-fi series anyways, or at least just a series. And so I was rather disappointed. Even the score didn't quite, like, it starts really good. And the movie itself actually starts really well. And in the middle, it's kind of like, I don't know. And then like the last third is like, oh God, okay. Yeesh. But that's how I took it. Some people are really enjoying it. That's cool. I still think the original's better. I don't mind remakes. Bring on plenty of remakes. I'd love to see every filmmaker try everything they want to try. So that's my thoughts on FireStarter. But the movie I watched first, that same day, and this is not a movie for everybody, so take my glowing recommendation with a grain of salt, because oh my God. On Shudder, they got a, I want to say Taiwanese, maybe Mandarin, film, I could be totally wrong, called The Sadness. Fairly apt title. So, basic premise. A lot of people say zombie movie. I mean, I get why they're saying that, but I would not at all equate this to a zombie movie. It's really a rage virus movie. You know, and then people trying to get back to each other as the entire world goes bonkers. Like, in the worst of ways. Like, it's not quite 28 Days Later mindless rage either, which makes it even crazier and more depraved. And it's pretty light on story in that regard. It does have a great ending. It is one of the most graphic, gruesome, gore-heavy, mean films I have seen in a long time, and I loved every second of it. A horror film like this comes along very rarely, and if you're going to find it scary or not depends on how much you're actually scared of humans, particularly humans unleashed, basically, to perpetrate their deepest, darkest, most fucked up desires. And the gore is top-notch, and sometimes silly crazy, but sometimes amazing. But it's always good. It's always pretty realistic. There's so much. It is one of the goriest films, like I said, I've probably seen in a decade. And it earns it. It's all motivated. It's not necessarily just for shock value, as shocking as it often is. There's some really dark and depraved things that happen here. There's a lot, and trigger warning too, there's a lot of sexual violence perpetrated on all genders in really messed up ways. If you know, you know. You know, the pacing is great. The ending is great. I don't really want to tell you much about it. It's messed up as well. The set pieces are fantastic. The acting is top-notch, especially one of the main crazies that kind of, you know, follows people throughout. It certainly has pandemic messaging about it and everything as well, without being heavy-handed in it. I mean, it's set in a pandemic. I think the heavy-handedness part of it is going to be in the beginning, if you're bothered by that. But if that's what you're... if that's what you're worried about, excuse me, in this movie, you're probably going to have a bad time with this whole movie. It's so freaking good. Highly recommended. It is on Shudder. You can use that shut-in code, SHUTIN, all one word, all caps. That should get you 30 days if you haven't tried it. I loved every second of this movie. It's a hard watch. It's like up there in like, again, in terms of the experience watching it, not necessarily the story. I'm not trying to compare these films, but like in the Cannibal Holocaust, I put it closer to the feeling of Cannibal Holocaust than I would Martyrs, but it's in that level. It's in that category of dark, depraved meanness. It's different. Like, don't be expecting Martyrs, the exact same thing. But I mean, it has that kind of vibe after you're done seeing it. The Sadness is pretty apt title for something I will buy on every version they put out. I'll take the score, you know, and all of that and more. It's brutal, and I freaking loved it. Okay, let's go check in on Mary. Okay, it's 9.
Aww.
It's like 9:17. We're only gonna get 1 hour of guacamole in Melee because we have to, because it comes out tomorrow. Everything's taking way too long today. Anyways, the only thing that I can really have Mary in a segment for, a full-on segment, is to tell you, because we didn't, I mean, we've been together a lot this week, but we haven't finished anything or got any more wedding planning or anything, so. Went to a dessert twice. Cubans were delicious. Anyway, we got blinds. Cool blinds. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna, hold on, let me do this. Okay, this way Mary can just demonstrate. So these are the basic blinds, but no more string.
Yeah. Cordless has been out for a while, but this is new for us.
Yeah, I'm guessing the blinds that were here were the original 20-year-old blinds, so.
I'm gonna guess probably.
So that's pretty cool.
Close to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, we did, 5, 7, and 8. 8 installed all at once.
Yes, you're correct. You want to show them how this is? I mean, I don't know why we're showing you those off. It's like, people probably know. It's like, we're like, ooh, look at these fancy phones. Don't have a rotary dial.
Yeah. Well, mine are fancier.
That's true. And also, I will point out, too, although we didn't have sun to use it today, we now have one for that window. So when vlogging or whatever, or trying to do dishes, yeah. Now you're wanting to show them yours? I can cut and so I don't have to, okay. Let me, so now we're in Mary's room, but I'm trying not to show you too much of her room because she likes her privacy. You got the house tour that one time. Yeah, she's got the fancy shades.
So these are the light filtering.
Yeah, this would be better in the daylight if you could see it.
Yeah.
Cuts out like 50% light.
So
Or
these are the light blocking.
so that's like almost 100% light blockage.
And
And of course you can just pull it all up. Yep. Which is pretty cool. And I've got new blinds too. I didn't have mine installed, so therefore they have not been put in yet, even though I've had mine longer than these. Mine are motorized, so mine are slightly more fancy. But
she had to have the remote control.
yeah, Wi-Fi. Now if I can figure out how to get Wi-Fi blind or curtains, it'll be perfect. Be like movie mode and it darkens everything. All right, well, sorry, I'm sorry, it's not a lot of Mary in this one.
Are you on my fist?
Yeah.
You're like super close.
No, not really. There's space between. I got your shoulders and like a couple inches above your head.
Oh, it's just like it's like. It feels really close.
Well, yeah. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna make a drink. I'm gonna make a drink. Hello, Fierce. All right, so we're gonna make a Pickletini. So, like I said, there's 2 versions of this. I looked around, and like a lot of them are the same recipe, where it's like 2.5 ounces of premium vodka. It's fine. And an ounce of pickle juice, shake over ice and strain and drink, right? But I was like, man, that seems way too easy. And I was sure I was gonna add some extra pickle juice. Then I found this other recipe that you don't see as often, but you do see a few places where it's like 3 ounces of vodka. I'll look at it before, but something like 3 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces of pickle juice, and like a 1/2 ounce of vermouth, dry vermouth. A lot of people don't like dry vermouth. I apparently do. So I know you get a martini, they'll rinse the glass with it or whatever. The martinis I've made, I put 1/2 ounce in there with all my olive juice, and it's I really like it. So I'm gonna use that version. And the deciding factor there was I landed on the Tito's Vodka website. They have a Pickletini recipe, which is what we're gonna use today since I'm using Tito's Vodka, and they are on the vermouth side. So let me actually...
So here's a question. With a Pickletini, does it need to be dill or can it be sweet?
It just says pickle juice, so you could do bread and butter, but I'm gonna go dill. This one, you know, because I mean in the future, whatever. So I'm gonna use the Mount Olive kosher hamburger dill chips.
Alrighty then.
That's what I usually use on my burgers. We got that. Let's get a little ice in the shaker, and I got a nice frosty martini glass awaiting. Only a lot of ice. He says he puts in, you know, about that much probably. It's fine. And I got me a nice little frosty martini glass. And yeah, so 3 ounces of Tito's vodka, 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth, and 1 ounce of pickle juice. But you know what? I know I like that pickly flavor. I'm gonna make it 1.5 ounces of pickle juice. So first things first, get the vodka. A little more than 1.5 ounces, that's fine. Just a touch more. That's in there. Got our, probably don't need that much ice. I forget, it does, you know, they don't expect you to, okay, there's the 1/2 ounce of vermouth. I think they don't necessarily expect you to have your vodka frozen, so, or in the freezer. This part's a little trickier because this is not necessarily meant for pouring. So I'm going, that's what I was going to do. Gonna get me a nice little spoon and kind of do it like this. All right, that's a little more than a quarter of an ounce.
Spoonful of pickle juice paste.
So that's like half an ounce. Almost to the ounce it requests. A little shy of the ounce there. So again, I'm gonna go a little heavier with it.
Getting hungry.
You're getting hungry. That little bowl of potato salad? That was my dinner. I haven't had anything else.
You need to eat before we play, because the last thing I need is hangry Eric.
I'm not hangry. I'm satisfied. That was a good amount of, there we go. We got the pickle juice. All right, let's pour that in there. You know, I mean, I can have an egg or have some more potato salad later. Let me go ahead and close this back
I
up.
see the things.
Yeah. Give it a little shake to, whoop, shit. Shit, fire. All right. I got the frost on there. Got the froth up there. Ooh, it's freaking cold. Not as green as I was expecting either. How come like, oh, there we go.
Your eyes, you get blocked by your eyes?
Yeah, I put too much ice in there, yeah. There we go. It's got a nice little green to it. Oh, it's splattering on the glass, so ugly. That.
Can you spoon out your ice?
I know, right? Maybe. I don't know if there's that much in there left, actually.
Ooh, more than that.
Yeah, it should be. Use another spoon. We got plenty. There we go. I'm not gonna get a lot more out of here, but it definitely got some more in there. So I thought. No, I mean, that's really.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Making a big old mess. And then you should garnish with some pickles.
Although that also might be a large martini.
It is a large martini glass, yeah. Normally you'd slice those and put them on the rim, but screw it, I'm putting them in there. All right.
Thumbs up.
Smells pretty good. A little frosty. That's it. That's a good fucking drink.
Let me try it.
Sure. But you're not a huge pickle person, right? But you know, slide that
like
aside.
pickles.
Oh, for some reason I had it in my head you didn't. Okay.
I don't like hot and spicy.
Okay.
Like those flaming hot dill pickle chips that I tried. Oh my
I
god.
love those. The Lay's Flamin' Hot Dill Pickle.
That's a little too salty for me.
I was gonna say I did do it a little on the hard end of the dill pickle juice, but I like it like that.
It's aside from that, it's fine, but I feel like that much salt would make my stomach upset.
Okay. Technically, it's not salt. It's like vinegar and stuff.
It tastes like salt.
That's fair.
It tastes like something else. I'll tell you off camera.
I think they know. All right, bombs away. Look at this little boy. Oh, he almost got it. Watch, he's been doing it for like 5 minutes. He'll stop now. No, wait.
He's tenacious.
Yeah, he got into the snack cabinet downstairs this morning, so now he's like, what else can I get into? He's gonna be the reason we have to childproof every single thing in this house. And unlike a child, he'll never grow out of it.
Children don't grow out of it either.
Wait, what? Okay, that was, you just saw Jack. It's Thursday. We have a little bit more vlog to do today. I'm gonna make a Yuki dog. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm gonna make bacon. That's all I really gotta do. I'll show you that. And everything else is ready. We just gotta put it together. And we're gonna make the Pickletini again. Because, Yes, as you may have noticed, my dumbass said 3 ounces of vodka and then only put 1.5 ounces in. So I'm gonna make another one. So anyways, I got my oven preheating 375. I'll show you how I make some bacon. We're gonna try and get this. I have some crispy, crumbly bacon in the fridge, but this requires some juicy ass bacon. All right. Whew. All right, easiest, best way to make bacon. It's maybe not the best, but probably second best way to make bacon, but way easiest. Clean up, tin foil on a pan, lay it out, 375, 20-ish minutes, watch it, get it where you want it. So it's going in the oven. Pickletini Take 2. Same recipe, doing it right this time. So we're gonna put not as much ice in our shaker. And I figure, I had a little bit of potato salad, it's pretty good. It could use a little something, but it's pretty good. I'm not gonna use as much ice. I'm gonna put 7 cubes in there today. Get us
How much did you put in there last night?
Probably like 12.
Okay.
Got another bacon smelling good. All right, so first things first, 3 ounces of Tito's vodka. So we're gonna do 1.5 ounces twice this time.
Do you have 3 ounces in that bottle?
Oh yeah, I do. And I got another bottle outside. All right.
How much is that?
That's 1.5. It's 1 shot. Here we go, second, woohoo!
Woohoo!
Whoa,
Woohoo!
that's 1.5 and a splash. All right, we got the right amount of vodka this time. All right, 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth, which again, you can leave this out. A lot of recipes do, because a lot of people don't like vermouth. I do. 1/2 ounce. Got it? Shoot. I don't like this bottle, though. There's no way to not drip it without using a spout. All right, there's our 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth. And now for the pickle juice. And I'm gonna have to start eating a lot more pickles because I'm gonna run through the juice. It's gonna get harder to get the juice out too. So how much?
Go ahead.
1 ounce, I'm gonna do 1.5 ounces like I did last time.
Take some pickles out, throw in the bottom of your glass.
Maybe. I'm gonna have to put them somewhere because I cannot get to the juice.
Uh-oh. Oh, no!
I don't mind just eating pickles as a snack though, so. That went so well. I was trying to get too many at once.
Story of your life. Greedy boy.
I like the finer things. All right. So let's see if we can get this.
How much pickle juice?
I know, I just want to double check it. So that says 1 ounce. I'm gonna go 1.5 ounces like I did last time. By all means, get you in there. Ooh. Oh, whoa, did you see that lightning bolt out there? You probably don't have the angle. That was out there for a while.
I saw the flash.
Yeah, but then there was like a long lightning bolt for like quite a while.
We can see how long it takes for you to boom.
Yeah, it's pretty far. So there's 1 ounce.
And we're going for...
I'm going for 1.5 ounces because I like it. Like last time, I like mine a little extra pickle briny, which is probably what Mary doesn't like. All right.
Or for me. Oh,
Well,
there it went.
Yeah,
That's far away.
but I wish we could have seen that lightning flash. That was one of those impressive movie lightning flashes. Okay. Give this puppy a good shake. And yeah, we got a nice little coating of frost. All right.
See if this pours any better.
Yeah, seems to be pouring much better. Not as much ice in the way. It's a lot more liquid. 1.5 ounces, you might even say. I like that color. Get all of it. All right. And, well, those are already in bowl. We'll get some fresh ones out here. Well, you know, somebody might want to eat. Actually, I have a thing I want to do. We can do it on the napkin. So let's do a little flare here. I have no idea how well this will work. Where's the most firm part of this pickle? Drop to the center. Just give it a little cut. Ha! Look at me getting all fancy. I was gonna put some in there because they were nice to eat as you kind of got to the... I always love a drink that can also be a snack. Like me. Okay, moment of truth. This is gonna taste good. It might just not taste as good as last time because of the vodka a little bit more. But cheers. Oh, that's pretty good. It's a little less pickly because there's more vodka in there, so you might actually like it a little better than last time. So if you'd like to try, you can hand off the camera. Whew. That's a pretty drink. Oh wait, you know, actually, yeah, go ahead and take your sip. I'll get a photo. I just want to make sure I get a photo because it actually looks nice.
Not salty tasting, but damn, that's a lot of vodka.
Well, that's a martini. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of martinis. So.
That's true. I love me a good martini. Martini weenie. That's a cool shot. All right, so there you go. Success. Oh my God, this is like the best juicy ass bacon I've ever made. Look at that. Look at that bacon. Oh my God, that looks so good. That looks so freaking good. All right, let's figure out making a Yuki dog. Schwump, let's make a Yuki dog. All right, so if you're a fan of The Last Drive-In, you may know about this. I love The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs. It's a drive-in theater set. They now have like a concession stand, and on that concession stand is a thing called a Yuki dog. Yuki is one of the awesome people that works on that show, and good. So people asked him what it was, so he actually, I think we're gonna be able to fit that without it tearing apart. Maybe I should steam one of these.
I have a question.
Hold on, let me finish my thought. So basically it is a brioche bun, spicy brown mustard, 2 hot dogs, 4 pieces of juicy ass bacon, 3 slices of melted American cheese, and some potato salad with no goddamn raisins. That's what we're gonna make. What's your question?
He said a brioche bun. Did he specify a brioche hot dog bun?
No, but we're gonna try it on a hot dog bun. If it's a hot dog, that's what I wanna do. You could do it on a burger bun. I got burger buns, you could split them, but I wanna try it this way. I have a vision.
You have a vision. I'm not sure it's the correct
I know, it might not be, and we'll have to change it up.
Because I can't see fitting 2 hot dogs in there.
You haven't watched enough porno.
Hey,
Indeed.
Alright, I'm out of here.
Alright, let's hit it with some spicy brown mustard. Actually, let me go ahead and... so we have hot dogs. We already grilled them. Probably would use steam normally, but we got them grilled, so I'm just heating them back up. So, you know. We definitely want to get this with the spicy brown. We want to get it good for the photo, too, so we want to make sure it's coming out the edges. Ew, mustard. Oh, wait, hold on.
Did you shake it?
Yeah, I did. But it's a thick mustard. There we go. Ugh. Well, yeah. 2 hot dogs and all that bacon, and you want it to come through. Plus, you'd be surprised.
This is going to end in tears. I just have a feeling.
Maybe. The tears of the people who are jealous they can't taste this amazing monstrosity we're about to make. There's
it's
that.
It's going to end up being like a fork and knife dealie.
It's definitely going to tear through. I can already tell. I see a hole down there.
Yep.
Well, we'll try it again.
That's what happens when you try to stick 2 hot dogs.
Well, you know, I mean, we'll make it work. Okay. So my plan is to put the bacon on the sides. Let's grab some juicy ass bacon here. Oh man, I don't know, this didn't quite cook the way I wanted it to, but it's still gonna be good. We're gonna dab some of the bottom grease off though.
Well, you should put it on a plate.
Yeah, I meant to do that. I just got excited the bacon was ready and I wanted to cook it. So I'm gonna lay a slice of bacon there. And you can tell that this is juicy ass bacon. I'm gonna lay a slice of bacon.
I'm not sure I would lay that on the glove there because
Fair enough.
Going to
Fair enough. Juicy ass bacon. Actually, I'm gonna get a different one. That's got a little too much unlingered on it. this one like that. And let's go with you.
Now, has anybody actually at the last drive-in made one of these, or did they just said, "Hey, this sounds good"?
I showed you the pictures. Somebody
No.
beat me to it.
No, they're not from the drive-in.
On the show, you mean?
Yes.
No, not that I know of.
So as far as we know, they just made it up off the top of their heads.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what John Brennan did, but it sounds delightful. Or this could be something that Yuki himself does order. Look at that. Look at that. It's still holding. It's still holding together.
Mm-hmm. You're not done yet.
Well, we only gotta get cheese and potato salad on there, so this bag broken. Part of that cheese flopped out. So we got the Deli American. That got hard, is what I was saying. Oh boy. I am doing a piss poor job here. Okay. 1 slice of American cheese. 3 slices, y'all, come on. This is gonna be like a heart attack and a delicious.
You're gonna be better off broiling that rather than. Are your plates definitely not oven safe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I wouldn't say definitely. So I'm gonna hit this in the microwave just a little bit just to try and get that cheese melty. Let's do about 22. And after that, all we gotta do is throw some potato salad on some bitch. See how we end up. Yeah, it might take a little more than 22. I don't know, it kind of always goes right at the end. It's starting to melt down. Let's, I'm hitting the minute button. We're gonna give it an extra 10 seconds. Yeah, because that's looking pretty good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, look at that. All right, let's get some tape salad on it.
Okay.
I know, this is the tricky part. Especially if I try to get the pretty topper here. I'm gonna have to use my fingers a little bit. And we don't want such a thick layer we can't, you know, make it work. This is for me, I put my fingers all over it. Trying to get a little food style in here too. Just a little bit more. Oh my God. Look at this motherfucker.
I am looking at this motherfucker. I have no choice but to look
Let me
at
do
this
the beauty
motherfucker.
footage here. Since I'm the one that fetishizes it so much. Oh my God, focus, look at that. Oh wow. What's this sound like? That's where the bacon is popping out. Damn, can't really see the mustard on the side the bacon's popping though, so we'll have to go from that side. All right, you wanna film? I'm gonna take it over here and get my photo. Oh shit. Just like the lighting better over here, in case people are wondering. Oh yeah, look at this bug. Look at this bugger. I say that, but then this light, I like it because the sunlight lighting. Thank you. Yeah, fuck. I need natural light. I don't has it. Dang it. All right, we're gonna find better lighting real quick. Well, these lights just make it too goddamn warm. Okay, we'll just do it here.
I think these are on dimmer if we need to.
It's more the tone. I'm gonna have to work the tone out.
I did like your tan.
Okay.
Alright.
You might want to go around.
Where are you going to eat
I'm gonna
this?
sit right here.
Where you can be close to your food.
Yeah, exactly. That is definitely the plan.
I stand eating lots of meals here,
Yeah, me too.
partly because of the cats.
Oh boy. Get upable. Bon appetit. Thumbnail in it. Oh my God.
Well, congratulations. didn't spill half of it out immediately.
Yo. You know what? That's actually really fucking good. That is really fucking good.
Unfortunately, I can't try it because you can't hold the camera.
Well, can you, well...
Can I selfie it?
What do you mean? You'd have to, cut? Yeah, I tell you what, yeah. Do the thing, like put your hand over it and cut and, over the lens.
Hi. Okay.
And you can re-roll and pull out of something.
I
for the
did.
cut. I'll take it on the other side.
I pulled out my hand.
Oh, you already rolled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there's one over there. Okay. You have to tell me.
Yeah, I know. The shot's good. That's the thumbnail. You get a little bite of everything.
It's okay.
Oh, pull back so you're not so close on your face.
That's not bad.
That is pretty damn tasty.
The stark contrast between hot and cold's I can't decide how I feel about.
Yeah, well, you usually kind of put cold toppings on a hot dog. You want to tilt that a little so we're both, or get on the other side of me or something, so we're both on the shot?
So, actually, I'm going to go back to filming you. All right. Back on the right side of the camera.
Yeah, that's...
I think that'd be fine. I just want half of that.
Getting close in, like, on that. So they can kind of see all the layers working.
Because I feel like I just had one dog, a couple pieces of bacon, a piece of cheese, and
Yeah. Yeah, but this is the drive-in. This is the gourmet drive-in. This will be at our restaurant. We're going to start. I'm not going to tell you more. I'm not really doing that, but I don't want to tell you more of my idea because maybe I will do it. Not really.
in all honesty, if you open a restaurant, I might have to divorce you.
Okay then. I can think of a lot of reasons. What would be your number one in that scenario?
Well, it wouldn't be that you're away from home all the time.
You like that?
I like having the house genuinely to myself on occasion.
FYI, she does get moments of that. Maybe not an entire day, but...
I just have a feeling the stress of everything would just kind of make you a little unbearable.
That's fair. Unlikely.
And everything would be about the restaurant. Everything.
Well, yeah. Except sex. No. I'd probably, come on, we gotta have sex on each one of these tables. Don't worry, we
fuck, I'm gonna have to close down the restaurant. There's a new Star Wars.
Yeah. You know, the most impressive thing about this is I have gotten this far into this hot dog and it is not falling apart. I've had a little bit of potato salad try to come off.
That is very impressive.
And even like not super greasy or juicy back here.
You may spoke too soon.
Fuck yeah. That's really good. It is definitely decadent and overkill. And I'm glad I was on a good weight today because this is gonna fuck it up. Yeah. And I bet it goes remarkably with the Pickletini. I wonder if I can get it without dropping anything. Very nice.
New drinking game. Take a drink every time Eric thumbnails.
I have too many thumbnail options in this one. You should see the one I already made just in case I didn't get a good one today. Fun fact, especially when I do these over 2 days, on Wednesday night, I go ahead and edit everything and do the time codes and render. So that way today I'd have very little to do to finish it. Well, there you go it. That is a Yuki dog. And even though it probably won't be in the vlog, watch my Twitter feed because Friday during Joe Bob well, earlier than Joe Bob. I'm gonna make hot dog chili for the first time ever, just for myself. And because on the menu, it's a Yuki Dog for $3.49, or with chili, $4.99. Eric Bob says, check it out. Trying to do the thing.
Bob.
Well, I'm not Joe Bob. I like calling everybody Bob. You know, something Bob. All right, anyways, I'm gonna finish this off in peace. All right, so that is the vlog for this week. It's a long one, but it's a worthwhile one. Next week, of course, we're back for Tournament of Toasties. I don't have any game talk today. I haven't done anything. Hell, I finally, for the first time since I've been doing it on that WWE game, missed a daily check-in. I at least open the game every day to get the rewards. I missed Tuesday, which bums me because those tokens would have been nice. What? What are you talking about? I did not eject. Sorry. New hard drive. No, it's there. Something thinks it unplugged. That's concerning. Anyways, I'm warm. Yuki Dog's got me going. It was delicious. It's Pickletini, ain't helping. The humidity outside ain't helping. So yeah, anyways, that's this week. We'll do Tournament of Toasties next week, and who knows what concoction I will come up with next. Not that I come up with all these things, but you know, I like making them. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate y'all. So comment below, let me know, what do you think? You tried any of these things? You tried anything I've made? You got any suggestions? You got anything you'd like to see me make? All that and more. Definitely geek out with me in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Other than that, you can click the thumbs up button. Give me the good old thumb of encouragement, as I do love to be encouraged. And remember that we will get through this. We will get through this together. Check out my music anywhere you listen to music. Spotify, Apple Music. Front page of my YouTube channel. Look up EricButts. You'll find a bunch of stuff. Hopefully you dig it. More stuff coming soon. Go to TheEricButts.com. It's 10 years out of date. I really need to update it. But there's some other fun stuff over there as well. Secret project has gone over very well with the people. I got to make one little graphical tweak to they wanted their newer logo. That's easy enough. I'll do that tonight. And yeah, that and more. Lots of links in the description. Click the see more button to see more butts. All right, I'm gonna go. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye.